I was still telling you about the time of growing these cassava stems. You need to grow them during the rainy season or at almost the time of rainy season to avoid losses of the stems, because dry season can make them dry out. But now in this one, I will not say you can grow in this and this month, because you may be to my viewers, you may be in a different region where you receive rains in May. If you normally receive rains in May, you can grow in May or June. It depends when you always receive your rains, because everyone knows their season. Yeah, I'm not only telling my brother, because this is a big class. We are teaching the whole world. I'm telling the whole world about growing cassava. So, my brother, what you're seeing on the table, those are now the products of cassava. Those are the products of cassava. I told you the spacing. I told you how you cut these stems. I told you weeding. Weeding, we didn't talk about weeding, but these cassava are also affected by weeds, and weeding is one of the management practices, because when you do your garden, you need to manage it. Supervision, you need to remove that weed so that you can reduce the competition of nutrients. Maybe you can ask me any question that you feel like knowing about cassava.
Yes, thank you, my brother. Before I ask any question, I'll first introduce myself.
Yes.
My name is Kumbaine Joseph, and
where do you stay in Kampala?
In Kampala, I actually stay in Natete, and I'm also eager to learn about cassava plantation. That's why I've organized this lecture with my brother, and I really appreciate him for taking me through the agriculture sector, specifically growing the cassava. Before I ask any question, I would like to appreciate our subscribers on YouTube. That thank you for following us.
Yes.
And continue following us for more about agriculture. So on my way back from Kampala, I was seeing, actually from Namtumba, I was seeing alongside the way people were growing cassava, and it came to my mind that cassava is the mainly grown crop in this side of Eastern.
It is true, that one is true, because here in the Eastern region, this is our best food. You can call it a staple food. Is it a staple food?
Yes.
So,
this is my first question. I would wish to ask my brother that before I plant cassava, because I'm one of the person who wants to start growing this cassava.
Yes.
How can I plant it? Is it I make heaps, then I put the cassava stems, or I just dig holes, then I put the cassava stems? That's my first question.
I think I told you about that before even asking me, but it's good to ask it again so that you can be well versed.
Yes.
You can put it in your head.
Yes.
I want to affirm you that when we are growing cassava, we don't need to heap soil. Heaping soil, that one is done on sweet potatoes, of which I'm going to take you through the lecture of growing sweet potatoes also very soon. I will take you through that. I want you to go back to Kampala when you are aware of all these things. Cassava, when we are growing, it's about digging a small hole. Just a simple hole. You dig a simple hole of 1.5 feet. 1.5 feet. That is enough. Deep. You can just measure like inches, so where you can put it, and after that you cover it with soil. You cover it very well, so that it is covered well. Then it will come out by itself, and I told you that period, it takes just 2 weeks to 3 weeks when the cassava is out. Maybe you have any other. Are you comfortable with that now?
Yes, I'm comfortable with that. Another question which I would like to know is that I'm seeing in this farm, cassava plantation is so fertile. I don't know whether you people use fertilizer on cassava or you don't? But the way I'm seeing it is also fertile.
Okay. Okay. That is wonderful. It is a wonderful question also. Our cassava here in can bring back. Our cassava here in Eastern Kibuku mostly. We have been lucky that our soils are all that fertile. We don't apply fertilizers. We are just using the natural nutrients to grow our cassava. As you're seeing, as healthy as they are, we don't apply fertilizers. But in cassava, they do apply fertilizers. If your soil is not having enough nutrients to grow the cassava, to support cassava, you can use fertilizers. And which type of fertilizers do I recommend you? If you go there at the market, I know you people of Kampala, there is that market of Container Village where they sell agricultural produce, Container Village in Kampala. You just go and ask them urea fertilizer or NPK fertilizer. When I talk about NPK fertilizer, I'm talking about nitrogen. You're going now to buy chemicals of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. That's it. So they do apply fertilizer, but here basically we are not using fertilizers because our soil is fertile. That will be a waste of money and resources. Any other question?
Another question? Since I'm also a farmer, but for me mainly I've been specializing in poultry keeping.
Yes.
I'm just engaging in crop production.
Yes.
Another question which I would want to know before I start this, because really it is amazing and I've seen that it is a good practice.
Yeah.
Since for me I've been specializing in keeping poultry,
yes.
I've been...
You are well versed in poultry.
In poultry.
You know about the diseases, how to handle diseases.
I know the challenges which I've been facing. Yes. Actually I've been facing a couple of challenges, like diseases which have been affecting my birds,
yes.
which I've been keeping.
Yes.
So I don't know whether in this crop production, specifically in cassava, we have some of the diseases which can affect the crop and it results to low yields. I don't know that, so I would wish to know about that. Definitely true.
That one is definitely true. In cassava growing, we have diseases which are disturbing us. Here, commonly here in Kibuku district and in Eastern Uganda, basically generally Uganda, one of the diseases which are affecting cassava is cassava mosaic.
Yes.
Cassava mosaic, you can look at the leaves, and when you see that your leaves are turning yellowish, and they are folded, there you identify there is cassava mosaic attacking my garden.
Yes.
So what you need to do, you can go for spraying. You buy some chemicals and spray your cassava. But now cassava is a stubborn plant that it grows very, very, very tall. Can be even beyond it is very hard to spray. So sometimes you can isolate those ones which are coming up with cassava mosaic. You remove them. Cassava mosaic can also affect the root tubers. You see here, you will find some spots, some black spots, and inside you will find some spots here.
Yes.
Those are the things. And also we have the cassava wilt. There is that bacteria which affects the cassava, and you find there are some black spots on the leaves. Like if you look at this that leaf there, that dry leaf, it has some kind of spots. So that is now wilt, banana nanka cassava wilt. So we have, those are the number of diseases that affect cassava growing. But they are not all that common here in Uganda. Only that we have a disturbing one is cassava mosaic. Yeah, cassava mosaic and brown cassava stripe. So those are the challenges that you are most like. But with cassava, even if you don't spray, you can still get. You can't get a loss like the one you make in poultry, where you find all the other poultry has collapsed. So with cassava, that one is not there. So those diseases are not so dangerous to cassava.
Another thing which I would wish to know is that, as earlier I said that for me I have been dealing in poultry keeping. As you know, in poultry keeping, somebody may use a small portion and layers many birds, as many as possible, which I don't know in agriculture sector. When I have a small
crop production,
yes, when I have a small portion like this one, or like 1 acre, is it advisable to mix these crops with other crops?
Yes.
For say I'm planting cassava with maize at the same time. Is it that I will get good yields of cassava, or this maize which I've planted in this cassava will affect it?
Okay. Now, that is a good question, because I've seen people intercropping the cassava with other plants.
Yes.
So here we have a live example. Like in this cassava, I intercropped it with the eggplant.
Yes.
You can show them that eggplant which is becoming red.
Yes.
But now that eggplant was doing well when the cassava was at early stage.
Yes.
So cassava cannot refuse any other crop in it. But you need to know which type of crop are you intercropping with cassava.
Yes.
It should be a crop that cannot grow like cassava. Because here mostly we intercrop cassava with the G-nuts.
Yes.
We intercrop cassava with the beans.
Yes.
Those ones which can grow very fast, which have a shorter maturity stage time, because when cassava is going up, it is cutting off light. And you know these crops, they work with light. That they compete for light to grow. So they will not give you the yields, and also cassava will be affected if you intercrop it with a crop which compete for sunlight like that.
Yes.
So here it is possible to intercrop cassava. What I advise you to intercrop cassava with the beans and the G-nuts. Then which other crop you can put in case you want, because cassava can run for 1 year. Then you want to plant coffee. You can put coffee plants in your cassava garden.
Yes.
So that when it grows, it can give cover and support coffee, because it will hold the water and the coffee will grow well.
Yes.
In that. So afterwards you remove cassava and you remain with coffee. Like down there, I intercropped it with avocado. I have some avocado plants which are coming out. You can show them there. Cameraman, you can show them an avocado is there. So it is possible to intercrop. But again, people make mistakes to intercrop cassava with maize.
Yes.
Maize can affect cassava, because maize also takes some good months to be ready and it goes going up. So it affects cassava. You can come back. Cameraman. Come nearer. So if you intercrop cassava with the beans and the G-nuts, cannot be affected. But with maize, it can affect it somehow. That's what I've observed here.
Another thing which I can ask about this cassava plantation is that now I've known that if I want to grow cassava, I don't make heaps, but I dig holes. Which space should I leave, or which spacing can I use when I'm planting this cassava? And another question is, you have said that this cassava can be affected with some of the diseases,
cassava mosaic,
like cassava mosaic,
cassava
wilt. Yes. When this cassava has been affected with such a disease, how will we prevent it? How will I control that?
I told you earlier that you can isolate the affected plant. That is the best solution. But again, you can go and buy chemicals to come and spray them. You can spray them, yes, with the chemicals.
Yes. Another thing which I would like to know, that I'm seeing that this cassava plant is having many leaves. Is it advisable to prune? Do we prune cassava or not?
Cassava basically we don't prune, because we want these leaves to give us cover, so that cassava can have water, or the garden can be cool. Yes. Can hold the water for our roots to grow. So we need that shade. And even that shade, when cassava grow and make branches, it can help us to kill the weeds down here. They will not have light to grow. So we don't entertain that. What you need is just to space the cassava from one plant to another. That is enough. That's enough. Thinning is not common, but you can thin. If you find that maybe your workers did not do according to the measurements, you can remove them. Or sometimes you can cut and remain with some few plants, some few stems. Yes. Yeah, you can thin, but not all that common. Yes. Then maybe what I can tell you again about that session. Yes. Cassava, we have types of cassava. We have bitter cassava and the sweet cassava. Yes. Here basically we are growing sweet cassava because we normally eat raw cassava. Yes. And this raw cassava is medicinal. Yes. Yes, you can taste it. Yes. I think you can.
Yes,
are you enjoying the taste?
It is sweet.
It is sweet cassava. Yes. So you can eat it. It helps us on different things. At first time it's the food. Yes. The second thing, you can in health science, in nutrition science, yes, this one can help you to boost the body energy because it contains starch and those carbohydrate things. Yes. It can also help you to heal diseases like cancer and Yes. So cassava is so important. And what I want to tell you on cassava, there is nothing you can throw on cassava. Yes. Right from the leaves. Here, when you go to those ends of Cassava, yes, you'll find people eating these leaves. They use them as sauce. Yes. You just prepare it with sombe, with oil, and you eat, yes, as your sauce on food. Yes. Then when you come to the stem, this stem, we use it as firewood when it dries up. Then we can still use it as to plant in other gardens, yes, to get more cassava. Now, if you come now, another part which is on cassava is the root tuber. Yes. Now, this is again the real food that we are eating. So you can completely see that on cassava we don't throw anything. Yes, yes. I think you have seen that. I've seen that. For you have been suffering there in Kampala. You can call us to send you these stems. You start using as firewood because you are suffering with charcoal, and buying charcoal in Kampala is expensive. Yes. I think I'm enjoying the meal. Cassava is so wonderful for us here. We dry it. I think you can see. Yes. After harvesting it, after the period of 1 year, we peel. Now you can see how we peel them. Then we chop them in smaller pieces. Then we put in under sun. We sun dry them. Yes. After sun drying, after like we can sun dry it for when there is too much sun. Yes. You sun dry it for 4 to 3 days or 1 week. Then after that you take the grinding mill, and you grind it. You get your flour, what we call cassava flour. That's what you buy there in Kampala, in those ends of yours. For us, we are here basically here. You can even enjoy the raw one and so you use that flour and you mingle cassava and the kalo. You eat kalo. Those are the products that we get. And now, during the harvesting time, I didn't tell you about harvesting. You need to harvest it during the dry season because cassava contains a lot of water in it. It needs much sunshine to dry. So basically, that's what I can tell you about cassava. Otherwise, here we have healthy cassava. We don't fertilize them. We produce organic cassava. Yes, and we are producing organic cassava here in Eastern Uganda. I think that has been a good lecture. I can stop there. Do you have anything? Do you have anything that you can ask about cassava?
Yes, finally, I will want to know about, because I've observed your garden. I've seen that cassava is so healthy. But another thing which I've seen, I'm seeing some of the cassava plants are tall and some of them they are short. I don't know whether even in cassava you have the species. Yes.
In cassava we have different species. We have them. When I was just coming up, there is a cassava type which they used to call Nigeria. Yes. That one came from Nigeria. Yes. And it came and went, because of some diseases which affected it, and it failed to be resistant on it. Yes. We replaced it with another type. That one was called in Sumbakia in my language. I don't know how I can call it in English. Yes. And right now we are planting narrow cassava class 1, cassava 1. Yeah. So we have different species. But now you talked about another plants being short, others being tall. It depends where where that plant is placed. It might be having enough nutrients, and the other one might be on a raised ground, having low nutrients and it does not have much water in it. And sometimes it depends. Maybe when we were planting, other holes did not germinate. Then we planted them at different. They planted it at different stage when these ones had already germinated, just to fill that gap. So it is the one which is causing those inconsistencies that you're seeing, that you're asking that. But this generally, this is the same type of cassava I'm growing here. Yes, that is narrow cassava one that I'm growing here. Yeah. Do you have anything?
No, I think that was my last question. I would just wish to appreciate my brother for taking me through this agriculture lecture. It has been so amazing. And what I should tell our subscribers on YouTube, that continue following us and liking our videos for more information.
Now, my question before you conclude. Which message do you send to people that don't want to grow cassava?
The message which I would wish to send to those people who isolate in growing cassava is that people let us grow cassava, because of what I've seen, that cassava is something which is good. You can use it as food, and at the same time you can sell it and get money. So the way I've seen it, it's a very good food crop, at the same time a cash crop. So I would just emphasize people who have been
growing cassava.
To continue growing cassava, because cassava is something which is good, of what I've seen in this farm.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you for giving me that wonderful time.
Yes, you're welcome.
I think you have got a lot in this lecture.
Actually, I've got a lot.
And you're going to spread the rumors about cassava.
Yes.
You are going to encourage more people to grow cassava. Yes. To me also, as we are concluding the video, to my best viewers, the returning subscribers, the new subscribers, all the viewers, those who have not subscribed, subscribe to JSP African Pearl. We are ready to give you whatever is missing in agriculture. We are ready to teach you whatever you don't know in agriculture. So today I want to end here. Continue subscribing, like, comment, so that we can make improvements. I always tell you that no man is an island. We all make mistakes and we can be corrected. I'm ready. I'm here. Thank you for watching me. Let's meet in the next video. Bye bye.
Bye.